Welcome to Tarot 2T. Today we're going to do, or I should say tonight, it's nighttime for me, we're going to do a November 2022 reading. Wow, there's half the deck. For the sign of Cancer. If this is your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what is going on with you. What's blowing in the breeze for Cancer? Wow, I can't take all those. Cancer. November 2022. Yeah, I think we got something going on for Cancer. If this is your first time to my channel, sometimes this shuffling around business kind of reveals to me the energy behind it. In terms of its intensity, I would say. In terms of intensity. So when the cards are not flying out, I feel like, yeah, there's a message, but it's probably not going to be too, there's not going to be too much drama. It's going to be calm and maybe straightforward and to the point, whereas this kind of shuffling is like, holy cow. Yeah, there's a lot of advice cards. It seems that something probably intense going on. Let's go ahead and get into it. Four of Clubs. Stability at home, security. You're feeling good about things at home. Ten of Clubs. You're looking at some kind of major ending here. Actually, could be some kind of travel involved, but we'll get back to that. We have all Clubs. First of all, that's the first thing I'm noticing here. And clubs are generally about things being stable and kind of, I want to say, average. But just, there's not a lot of, one way or another, there's not a lot of emotion necessarily involved with it. But this Ace of Clubs, this is about a new start and you desiring some kind of new knowledge. So that's exciting. And wow, it's going to lead to some fantastic, or something has led to some fantastic abundance here. This Ten of Diamonds is quite different from the rest of it. I will just say that. This is generally a giant prosperity card, but you are looking at, again, you've wrapped up a major cycle, maybe because you've come into some kind of major abundance. You're able to stop working, work on these new skills, acquire some kind of new knowledge, because you just want to focus on you. I didn't see the card of following your heart's desire necessarily, but this is definitely you taking a new direction in some sense. May not be career, it may be just personal interest, that kind of thing. But you also have a major cycle that wrapped up here with involving some kind of travel, but it's probably for good reasons. Well, actually, I should take that back. It's always for good reasons with this Ten of Clubs. But what I was going to add is that sometimes it can be a mental shift. I see a mental traveling from perhaps being burdened by things, because this Four of Clubs talks about things being very balanced and secure in your home. So I do feel like you're sitting in a cozy place here, Cancer. So let's go ahead and draw more cards. What is Cancer looking at for November? Getting on into the holiday season. Can you believe it? It's already the holiday season upon us, at least almost there. Eight of Diamonds. This is, again, the entrepreneurial card. This is about hard work paying off. This is, again, great prosperity. I think you've wrapped up, or at least some Cancerians out there have wrapped up some kind of cycle or phase in their life where you're reaping some financial rewards. Pretty sure about that. I mean, it could be as simple as you invested in a property 20 years ago and you sold it, and now it's like ka-ching, ka-ching. You're sitting pretty. I've known people that didn't necessarily do that kind of thing, but they did some maneuvers earlier in their life that paid off later, and they were able to retire early. It's that kind of energy, right? You're sitting pretty. Okay. 3 of spades. Well, this is a little bit different. This is on the darker end of things. This is looking at some kind of worry. Physical stress. That doesn't sound like the rest of this reading, but there might be a third element. Sometimes this can represent a third person. We didn't see anything about emotions down here, so I'm not looking at relationships. Just like something that's like creeping in and giving you some hardship. Let's see what's going on with that with the Cancer here, because obviously you have a plethora of advice. All these cards came out double, and one came out triple. So what else can you tell me about Cancer and this discomfort or worry that's going on? Stress. Okay, that might explain some things. 4 diamonds is about a windfall. You possibly came into some kind of huge inheritance, a huge settlement. This is a giant windfall. There's a warning with this not to overspend. So maybe that's where the worry comes in. You're afraid you're going to blow it. Afraid you're going to make the wrong decision. Afraid your desires are going to get the best of you. I'm picking up that kind of thing. When we come into sums of money like this that are significant, there is a element of responsibility that comes with it that we probably didn't think about before it arrived, for sure. And now that it's there at your doorstep, yeah. Maybe you have some, I'm also picking up, like, there's other family members involved. Maybe some grown kids or kids that are about to be, specifically, I picked up on kids that are about to be leaving college. So they're not going to be in your care anymore necessarily, or under your wing. They're going to be able to go out on their own, but I don't know. I don't even know why to mention that. It's just that maybe that's part of the stress of it. You got several things going on in your life that are good, and then some that are causing anxiety. Poor Cancer. The Cancers I know, they tend to fret about things like this that I don't want to say the average person wouldn't worry about them, but the Cancer can dive deep into that just worry. I guess you'd call it worry and fidgeting and fussing about things that I don't want to say they're not important. I would never discount it, because I tend to do that. I'm not a Cancer, but I tend to focus in and overanalyze things to death. But hey, it's your nature. It's the way you go. It's the way you blow. Anyway, there's a major tower here. A tower moment with this ace. I almost said 8. Ace of spades. So something got torn down to the very foundation, the structure of something. I think it was. I'm feeling two different things. There was some kind of inheritance. So somebody, like an aging parent, is finally gone. Maybe they had some kind of terminal illness and it was very stressful. And they were wealthy. Let's just be upfront about that. They had money, and you knew you were going to inherit a significant amount of money from them. The other thing this could be is a marriage, and you have reaped the rewards from you and your spouse, or just your spouse, being successful. And so there was a lot of money to be divided up. Depending on the state you live in, some states, it doesn't matter who made the money, you're both entitled to it, that kind of thing. I'm really enjoying this tea, so I'm taking another sip. Okay. So if there was a significant amount of money, it would make sense that you have a major cycle wrapped up. This is not an emotional card, this 10 of clubs, but it could be with this money you're able to travel. So that could be one thing on the table we're looking at, that you're playing with the idea of traveling and then learning new skills. This is, to me, this is a card for some reason. And don't laugh, but I'm picking up. This is the person who wants to learn ceramics, so they want to start painting. They want to learn a musical instrument because now you can. You have the money, and it's a new start in some kind of creative. I'm picking up a creative direction. I don't. This is not career. There's no way. This person is set. I don't know that you're a millionaire, but you're set. There's just this worry with the Three of Spades. There's some kind of stress involved with this. And again, Cancer, you just might be overthinking this. There's nothing to stress about. Anyway, I'm going to look at your cards of advice. So then we got the Nine of Hearts, the Eight of Hearts, that's no coincidence, and the Four of Spades. The Four of Spades, let's talk about that because it's kind of the odd man out here. Again, you're looking at being settled and secure in your home life, but the Four of Spades talks about in the past there was stress, there was worry. That's all gone. It could be the Three of Spades here is a residual emotional effect you still have. It's kind of like having PTSD once you're in that mind space. You're just used to worrying about maybe paying bills or keeping a roof over your head or, meeting the demands that come your way. I don't know, but you're looking good now. And with the Nine of Hearts and the Eight of Hearts, very interesting. The Eight of Hearts is about going out and socializing and meeting up with friends and family. It's also the potential to meet a new partner or a significant person. So this could be a huge divorce thing that just, has happened. I don't think it just happened. Not a lot of emotion down here. Except with this Nine of Hearts, you are talking about some kind of thing that ended. But this is the wish desire thing. This is something you wanted on a deep level. I think it was a marriage that went on too long, and now it's just a relief. If it is like the aging parent that passed away, it's a relief there as well. There's dual senses I'm getting out of that. It's a relief that you're not in a state of mourning or grieving. Seven of Diamonds and Two of Hearts. Well, you're desiring some kind of closeness here with the Two of Hearts, about being balanced in harmony. But the Seven of Diamonds, interesting, talks about not making risky financial decisions. Here you are, abundant and floating in money. I think you're being advised to really take that into account and balance it out. Perhaps it has to do with balancing. No, I'm not seeing it as any kind of relationship. Honestly, the Two of Hearts usually does mean that, but it's like your relationship with money, if that makes any sense. You know what? I think I did a reading for you, maybe last month, where I think it was you, Cancer, that you had funny feelings around money, like you had a funny relationship with it, like you didn't trust yourself with it, or it scared you, it brought on anxiety again, the Cancer that gets into these emotional states. Anyway, you're being asked to kind of keep the balance there, and I think it's also the desire for you to keep the balance by watching your spending and not taking crazy risks or gambles. Oh, wow. So the Two of Spades talks about, yes, there was definitely some kind of division here between you and another person. I tend to believe that's the spouse, the ex-spouse, because the Nine of Diamonds again talks about it, something that's completed, and a lot of money coming in. It's actually more on not on the side of, oh boy, we have this big windfall, but now you can take this financial responsibility because of this split. I think it's this is talking very specifically about a huge long-term relationship or marriage that has ended, and now you're reaping these financial rewards, and you're finding yourself in this situation of dealing with finances in a new way, huh? And again, I'm hearing echoes of another reading, and I think it was you. If you want to check your playlist, you can go to my channel and look at the Cancer playlist. I know there was one about you not feeling comfortable with money, or somebody, another water sign maybe even. Another 2. Well, the 2 of clubs. We'll talk about that first. We have this another 10. So yeah, shoot, I should almost talk about the 10 of spades here. This is about a major ending. This is mourning and grieving and all that. When it does appear in the advice, I feel like that's behind you. So there's an end to the mourning and processing and grieving and getting over the pain of whatever occurred here. The 2 of clubs, though, talks about the need for communication. I'm not sure if you still need to communicate with the person that you split up with, represented by the 2 of spades, or perhaps family members, but you're being advised that communication needs to occur probably about this ending. Like the terms of the divorce, maybe with the adult kids, or a friend, or somebody who maybe doesn't know all the particulars, facts about it, why it occurred, how it occurred, things that are going on that need to be communicated. Let's see what else of advice we can pull out for Cancer, although that was kind of a lot of advice, so I'm not... Oh, okay. Well, again, I think you've left some stressful work. Not a work situation, but I think work in general is now behind you. This is the card of having trouble at work, being stressed out by it, perhaps being... maybe you put in lots of hours and it just really affected you emotionally, physically. It's just challenges around work, and I think that's in your past. I think you're beyond that. Because I don't see any other indication here why that would come out. This is definitely not about work. This is like being beyond work. There's so many diamonds, aka pentacles, that are also out here that just show me... This is a Cancer who's worrying about how to go forward. It's like the newfound abundance here that's come into your life is overwhelming. You're overwhelmed. That's the main issue, but other than that, it's fantastic. There's travel, there's being set, there's some need for some kind of communication. Like I said, if this speaks to you, then you take this how it fits your situation, but there's some kind of communication that's like maybe you need to talk out your feelings around this event still, that you're bottling stuff up. I don't know. But somebody here that you have split up with permanent, and this 2 of spades, if I didn't mention it, is usually a permanent cut. You've permanently cut ties with somebody. It has set you up in this situation that's going to allow you to take financial responsibility. So you got to look at it that way. If you're focusing on the wealth and being overwhelmed and being afraid of making mistakes, well, this is saying that you now can take that financial responsibility that you've needed to take. So that's a positive. And with here, again, it's about balancing. I don't think it's relationship. I think the 2 of Hearts is asking you to develop a close relationship with money in a way that's balanced and harmonious, as corny as that sounds. And that will solve this fear of overspending and gambling. I think you know that there's a risk of that. I think you know there's a danger of that. I'm not sensing that you're doing that. I think the feelings here, though, the fears have come out in this reading, Cancer, that you have those fears for whatever reason. Personal, it's going to be personal for everyone. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Fantastic. Really, this is a fantastic reading for November. If you'd like to see when the next video comes out, go ahead and hit subscribe notifications. And I hoped it helped. Sorry, misspoke. It's late for me. See you again soon.